Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Hey everybody, welcome to Members Only Live. I don't really know who's here. So far, well, nobody's here. So I'll have to entertain till people show up. So this is a members only. This is open. Oh, there's 7 people here. Hey everybody. This is open to everybody, but it's only open to members to chat. If you take a membership, as it says down there, join, hit the join button. You can then chat, and you get entered into the giveaway for this time. We're giving away a hat. See the hat right behind me, just on top of me with the red, the blue and the red. Giving away a hat just like that. It says Montreal, and I forget what else it says underneath it. So that's the giveaway. It will be signed because apparently people want me to sign them. And yeah, that's the next giveaway. So if you take a membership, yeah, you get to chat here tonight, and you get into that giveaway. So yeah, I see 3. I dropped 3 and then picked up 4. All right, so let's see what we're going to talk about. Hopefully you guys are going to drive the commentary, and I imagine a lot of people want to talk about the KK situation with the offer sheet. Hey Franco, always guarantee Franco's going to be here. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Yeah, all's good. My knee, my knee's my knee. It's been over a month. It is what it is right now. But other than that, everything's good. Let's see. Joining us a little bit on the late side. Should I let him in? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. He didn't get here on time. Joining us is Matt. Matt, I'm gonna before you start talk, you gotta lower your volume because people have been talking about it, so you're gonna have to lower the volume a little bit. You come in way louder than me, apparently. That's why. And Matt will not say a word until he's lowered his volume. Very serious about it as well. We're all waiting in suspense here. All right, so while he's doing that, I'll think of something to talk about. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see if we get any echo. All right, so I don't know if anybody's checked out. I just released a channel update.
My audio, I couldn't hear you. My audio was being weird.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So I just released a channel update video, which is doing like crazy good for one of those things for me. I think I got almost 300 views. I wouldn't have thought I got 300 views total over the time, and it's already in 2 hours has 300 views. So that's good. But yeah, I just talked a little bit about what's going to go on in the next little while on the channel. And so you can check that out. I will be, right now I'm working on I'm editing a video that I did today about the KK situation, but it also just about other complaints. It's called Canadians Dad Complaints. That should be out, I guess, by tomorrow. I'll try to finish it up tonight. And yeah, that's what's going on right now. What's going on with you, Matt?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay, so why'd you come on if you're here? We need some excitement. Come on, I was counting on. Why are you so?
I mean, I don't know. Since the offer sheet, there hasn't really been much news. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that Eichel's training with Canadians players at that camp or whatever, but
yeah, it doesn't mean anything, though.
It doesn't mean a damn thing. But you never know.
Well, I personally, let me ask you this. And let's see, you got Franco. Just Franco in the chat?
Yeah, it's just Franco.
Franco's the only member, right? That's here right now. Okay, so Franco, you can answer this as well. What do you think they do? Match or no match? I don't edit these videos, so I can't cut out the dead air right now, Matt.
No, I know. Well,
I know, not an easy question to answer, is it?
It's not, because, like, obviously, you and I, we don't want to match it, but
no, don't put words in my mouth.
It's already out on the internet. You've already said you don't want to match it. You don't want it back.
That's a few days ago. You don't know. I could have had a change of heart. Hang on, Franco. There's 18. You know why there's so many people and nobody chatting? I did not make this a members-only video as far as to release it, because then YouTube doesn't put out notifications anyway, and then nobody shows up anyway. So I put it out as a public video with only members only. Members are the only ones allowed to chat. So yeah, I did that tonight because YouTube doesn't put out notifications. All right, so let's get back to that. I now said that don't put words in my mouth. Maybe I've changed. Okay, but give your opinion. Don't worry about my opinion.
I mean, all right. So here's the thing: if Mark Bergevin has a trade, like I feel like it depends on whether or not they can acquire someone to replace him. Right? Like if he's confident that he can get a deal done with like Phoenix for Devorah, then they don't match it, and then they take the picks and they trade for Devorah. If they're not confident they can make a deal, they might go ahead and match this, because then they're not gonna have anyone to replace him. So I think it's dependent on it depends on how confident he feels. He could maybe make a deal to replace him.
See, I'm not as wishy-washy. Okay, I'm hearing myself. You're going to have to put your headphones on.
Yeah, I'll put them back on.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not as wishy-washy as that now. I was at the beginning, but I'm going to explain. But first, I want to thank Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much for the donation. You get another draw, your name in the giveaway. Anybody watching, if you give any donations or you take a membership, you'll get in the giveaway for that hat that's up there behind me. So thanks, Andrew. Really appreciate that. Okay. I want to say that I had this up. Franco says he said goodbye when he waved his four fingers. So I kind of think that he's saying that he thinks not to match. So I have this kind of, hey, Robadario, thanks for coming in, buddy. Oh, we're getting a couple of people now this time. 3 people in the
nice.
Awesome. So it was a good idea what I did. All right. So this is how I had it. When it first happened, and as you know, it was Saturday. So I was like a couple hours away from Saturday Hockey Talk. And
you were asleep.
Yeah. I had to rush, make a video, and then change over the direction of the way the Hockey Talk was going to go. And I was a little pissed off. And I thought, well, this is a clear troll job. He had to know what he was signing, and I can actually prove that he did. Let me take that down. I can prove that he did, because this is what a offer sheet looks like. Right here, second line is the bonus money. So he has to see all that before he signs it.
Right.
So he knew that. So I thought, oh, I'm pissed off. Like, I don't want this guy back even. Okay, so that was my anger talking, and I've had a few days to think about it, and I've heard a lot of people's opinions. So I'm kind of on this opinion. First of all, a first and a third, in my opinion, is not enough for KK. I believe in KK. I haven't lost that I believe in him as a hockey player and his potential. So I'm not really happy with the first and third. I don't think it's enough. So if you're looking at it that way and you're the Montreal Canadiens, I think that means you got a match right there. That's number one. I think that if you're saying that KK did this on purpose, he doesn't want to be here because the rumors are out that he said that to friends that this would be his last game played when he got cut for the last 1 or 2 games in the playoffs. You could look at it that way and say that's what he wants. And I'm not sold on that either. And I think that KK might have just wanted to get paid. He didn't want to be moved to Buffalo, and he saw this as a way of this offer as a way of getting out of that. He'll get paid, and remember, his dad's in the hospital. He's really sick. I don't know what Finnish medicine is like. I don't know if it's expensive like the U.S. or not. And if it is, he might need the money. Thinking of it that way, and he doesn't want to go to Buffalo because I have to think that KK was the centerpiece to Buffalo in their negotiations. So I'm kind of looking at it like that. I don't see the fact that you have to give him a $6.1 million qualifying offer as a detriment. If he plays this year to the potential that I think he might, I think he'll earn it. And then you can structure a contract, a longer term contract where that it brings that $6.1 million down, right? So this could happen. I don't necessarily think KK wants out of Montreal. I'm not sold on that at this point. So I'm of the mind that even if they can make a deal for Christian Dvorak, I don't think in the long run that Christian Dvorak's going to be a better hockey player. You've drafted this kid. You've invested 3 years in him. You know what? I say that match. I'm for matching.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Like, I'm not giving up on him either. I just, the other thing too is, what if? So my dog can sit down in the chair. What like? Then you also take the risk. Well, what if he doesn't kind of perform?
It's a 1 year risk.
To where he's right. But then if you don't qualify him, then he becomes a UFA, and he could
And then you can sign him at less. You can look at it that way.
You could, but he could also go and talk to other like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's.
Okay, but
there's that element of risk there.
I see it. Look, okay, first of all, the first round pick you're going to get from them, more than likely not going to be a great pick, even though it is a pretty good draft. Still, not a top pick. It's not a great pick, more than likely. The third round pick, it doesn't sway me either way, so it doesn't enter into really the thought process at this point for me. It's a first round pick basically for him, and I don't think it's enough. Yeah, look, it's a risk. I'm not saying my way is not a risk. It is a bit of a risk, but it's not a horrible risk. And if you give up on him now, so you're giving up on him, you haven't got him. You're getting a chance at a guy that you got to wait a few years for anyway.
No, I definitely I get that.
I take the risk on him because I kind of thought that. Listen, if he's going to be second line center. Come on, the guy's going to produce. Unless he's a total bust, he's going to produce 45 to 55 points. And then that's that pace. That he earned his contract.
I mean, yeah, and he is going to be with better line mates. So, I mean, I do get that.
Regular ice time and with good line mates. And someone put out, I saw something where people are saying, well, you know, he played 20 games with Toffoli and somebody else on his wing, and he still didn't produce. And that's not true. In that 20 games where he had better line mates, he produced 13 points in 20 games. And that's not bad. So I think with consistent ice time, consistent line mates, good quality ones, I think he produces the numbers. I'm going to go out on a limb and I say, you know what? That's a risk on a 1 year that I think they can swing this year. It's not great. It's not optimum, but I would do it. I'm at that point now where I say I would do it. Stop backing up.
I was just gonna ask, what the hell's going on outside the window?
It's always something. What, after 9? What the hell are you doing out there?
I know. Listen. I got a worse story though for you.
They just crashed into something in the front. They're backing up. They're probably moving. Someone's moving.
Yeah, it could
be. They just crashed into our garbage and recycling bins out front. I heard it. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to those bins. They're going to just get damaged. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I was going to say, I know it's 9 o'clock and it's late, but I remember a couple years ago, I was on vacation in New Hampshire, and there was a road work crew that started at like 5 in the morning.
You're not allowed here 5 in the morning. 7's the earliest you can do that.
No,
it's an emergency.
It woke us, like, my whole family up. We're like, what the hell is going on? So we walked up. We walked out. We were like, guys, it's 5 in the morning. What the hell?
Are there laws for that? Because here, like I said, 7 in the morning.
I don't know. I mean, here in Massachusetts, I think it's 8 o'clock. You have to start, but I don't know what it is in New Hampshire, but they were out at like 5 in the morning and cutting down trees, and I was like, no.
Yeah, well, these people are going to be moving, so that ought to be fun for me, although I stay up late. It's not that bad. Okay, Franco makes this point. Did you have another point, or was just that?
Oh, no, I mean, it was just that. I mean,
okay.
I guess, yeah, it is a risk, but for a year, I guess you could take it. I mean,
it's a 1 year risk. I'd rather take that risk on him than 1 year than just totally give up on him right now. Franco says someone needs to point blank ask him if he wants to play with the Habs. He might say yes if Bergevin isn't the GM. Oh, I don't. Listen. I don't think that. I'm not sold on that anymore. That this isn't just he went along with it to get paid. I don't know that he. Listen, you know what? A lot of people, when the Eichel offer sheet went out, right, and we were saying, well, he wants to come here, and they're saying, no, he just wants to get paid. Why was that okay then, and it's not possible here? I think it's possible here just as well. It's I'm sure Eichel would have come to Montreal very willingly, but I don't necessarily think he wanted away from Carolina per se. He wanted to negotiate his contract, and once he got it, what does he care if the owner's cheap? He got his deal. So, and he's been there, 2 seasons since then? He's been fine. Everything's going good over there. I don't see why that can't happen here. It's a point of now, are the fans pissed at him? Is it irreconcilable? I said that well. Is it irreconcilable? I don't know. I think if he comes here and he performs, Montrealers or Habs fans, first goal he scores, yay! But it's the opposite too. Bad game and he's going to get the booze. So I don't know. I don't think it's ruined for him here, like I thought at first. And I think he's the kind of potential talent that I don't know you want to give up on him. He's going to go over there, have a great career, and every time we see this kid or hear about him, we're going to get that kick in the gut.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want that. And
I agree.
I got that kick in the gut when they announced this, and I haven't had that for a player in a long time. So, I'm going to go with that and say, I don't want him gone. I'm gonna say match. All right. Franco, most fans only wish KK the best. We want him to do the best he can. Well, yeah. I want him to do that here in Montreal, in a jersey. And, you know what? Screw him. He's an RFA. There's a reason why we have RFAs. They don't have the control. The team does. And then exercise that. I don't think it's going to mean he's not happy. He's not going to come and play, given the chance and the opportunities he's probably going to get this season. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. He's going to come out and play, and he's put more pressure on him than if he just signed a bridge deal. He put so much pressure on himself. He has to perform to get the payday. The only other thing is I heard that there's a deal in place with him. So if we don't match on Saturday, by Saturday afternoon or Sunday, we're going to hear that he already signed an extension.
I have not heard that.
I've heard they've got an extension agreed to in principle.
Great.
It's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I've heard that, and not from just stupid sources. This is a possibility. And you want to know the shit about all of this? And I don't get this, and I don't think this is fair. But maybe it has to be this way. When you offer sheet a guy and he signs, he's your player. The other team cannot talk to him until they match or don't. They can only talk to him and if they match. So they can't. That's why Carolina can negotiate an extension. They're allowed to talk to him. As a matter of fact, if you go on Cap Friendly, KK's on Carolina Hurricanes.
He is, yeah.
So I don't know. I just seems something dirty about that. That comes like that, and then you can't even talk to the player now. I don't know. I don't find that 100% fair, but that's probably biased because of the situation right now on my part. So. Falling into the $20 bonus. That's what really pissed me off at KK about this. But you know what? Listen, he's, and I don't know it's a bad thing. Is it a bad thing that the guy's mad that they sat him and he didn't play him, that he wanted to prove himself and be out there? I think that's a good attitude to have, to a certain extent. So maybe, on his part, he was like, this is if they do match, it's my way of saying I wasn't happy. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think it's an end all to the relationship. You know. Anyway,
Nah, I don't
that,
think so either.
I took a few days to think about it, and that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I don't think so. He's a young guy. He's a kid. He's a kid. Kids do well, Matt's a kid too. Young people do things sometimes where they don't really think it all through, and I'll chalk it up to that here if they match.
Yeah. I just hope he performs, man. Like, I don't
Well,
want to match this and have him go.
I'm gonna say this. I hope he performs if we match. I hope we don't if we don't match.
Oh well, yeah.
And it's not a knock on KK. I just don't want to see him go there and do well. I'd rather just okay, he's not doing well. Good. Nothing against the kid, it's not really personal. It sounds like it, but
No, the Carolina Hurricane. Regardless, even if we do match this, are the Carolina Hurricanes still on your shit list?
absolutely.
Okay,
No,
good.
well, this was, as it's been said, Bush League. I call them, in the video that's coming out tomorrow, and I call them a Mickey Mouse organization because that's what they are. Like, you have to think, okay, the question about Nedeljkovic, right? Like, why didn't they sign this kid? You could say they're too cheap to have given him the $3 million that he got. They only offered him $1.5 million, but then they go and they sign Anderson to $4.5 million.
I know.
So, I don't really know how to deal with that. But
I feel like Nedeljkovic is better than Anderson, even though Anderson's been in the league. I
think the potential's better there, and you kind of want.
Yeah, well, I felt like all right, Nedeljkovic is going to be their guy, like that. That's their goalie moving forward, and then
sign Nedeljkovic, sign Anderson, let Mrazek go, but don't get rid of Nedeljkovic.
Then they traded for Bernier, and Bernier, Bernier then left. I was like, okay, so you traded Nedeljkovic for nothing.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So what I'm saying is, it seems to me like either they're fools and they bumbled all this, or they've done some of these moves with the mindset of we're going to do this offer sheet. Now, if you take also Pierre LeBrun put out that they tried to trade for him, but I kind of think and I don't know the details of the trades. It was either they didn't offer enough, Bergie said no, or it didn't matter what they were going to offer, Bergie was saying no. It could be that, or I kind of think it's the former. They didn't offer enough because they just wanted the look of, we tried to trade for him, right? But I think all along they were hoping for the revenge of the offer sheet.
Yeah, I think so. And like we said Saturday, it never should have gotten to this point anyway, and that's on Marc Bergevin. KK's contract should have been done as soon as it could have been.
I'll only give 10% on that maybe we're wrong and we don't know the surrounding the situation, but I agree, and I asked that in the video that's coming out. I kind of why wasn't this done already? Especially if you knew they're trying to trade for him and you know that the owner made this threat 2 years ago that he's going to offer sheet this kid. So and you're not trying to tie that up now?
Right.
And he may have been. We won't know.
Right.
Likely won't know there. My chair just died on it again. Second time. I need a new chair. That's the cylinder. It's okay now, but it'll die again. Never know when I'm going to just go down. Hey, girls, I go down. I don't know where I'm going that for.
There goes the PG rating.
Out the window. Franco says he's a kid. How old is his agent?
Yeah.
Do you know who his agent is? I don't know who his
I
agent
have no idea. Who's speaking of agents, who's Jack Eichel's new agent? Does he even have a new one yet?
Breeson.
Okay. Okay.
Now because he's a friend of Bergevin. Everyone thinks that's going to make the deal, but it's not going to make the deal because if the agent decided where he goes, it would have been done already.
Yeah. But listen, I do know for a fact that Eichel does like the Montreal Canadiens, and that I bet you he would love to play here.
That's without a doubt. He grew up a Habs fan. I just saw someone reposted on Twitter.
Yeah, when he was at BU, he wanted to play for the Canadians. Like he said that.
He does. But okay, so let's talk about Eichel. I'm off the Eichel train. I think at this point, maybe if he could have had you get him early enough, he has the operation, he's going to be ready. But right now, they're saying it's going to be December till he's ready.
Yeah.
So it's 3 months before you find out whether you got a 100% Eichel or less. It's a big risk. I mean, I just
no, it is, and that's on Buffalo because Buffalo's stupid.
Yeah. I think
and they won't budge.
Yeah, I'm off the Eichel train. I don't know about Devorah either. What do you think about Christian Devorah?
I don't know. I really don't know much about him. Like, I don't pay attention to the Coyotes, so.
The one thing I like about him, he's 25, so he's just entering his prime. And if you look at his numbers last year, because I could call them up. I have them. But he had in what was the shortened season? He had 17 goals, I think, and 15 assists.
Yeah, I know his numbers aren't
bad. When you think about it, that on a full season, if it was 82 games, he's scoring about 22 to 25 goals.
Right, and I know his face-off percentage is over 50, so I know his numbers aren't bad. Yeah. I don't pay attention to the Coyotes, so I haven't really like eye test wise, I haven't really watched him play. But I know his numbers aren't bad.
It's funny because with Devorah, I seem to go up and down. Like one minute I want him, I think it's gonna, and then I kind of. But I was reviewing it, doing the video today, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of think if you're not, I guess if you're gonna turn down, like if you're not gonna match, Eichel for me, I think that's out. It's going to cost us too much, and it's too much of a risk. So I'm not okay. But I think Devorah could be okay. He signed for 4 years. That's good. I just don't think he's going to be what I think KK can be. Personally, that's kind of why. But I think Devorah would be okay. He's probably the cheapest option.
Yeah.
Because Hurdle's available now. Apparently, he wants out of San Jose.
Yeah, who the hell wouldn't want out of San Jose?
Yeah, we'll say Buffalo, San Jose, Ottawa. Everybody wants out.
Ottawa right
not
now.
So much anymore.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're big in on Eichel.
Ottawa?
Apparently they're trying.
I mean, actually, you pair him with, you put him on center of the line with Stutzla. That could actually be dangerous.
But apparently, Buffalo wanted. This is what I heard. I don't know how if it's true or not, but apparently they wanted Sanderson. And Ottawa told him there's no way Sanderson's going to be involved in any deal, any way you ask. He's not. Just take him off your list.
I know from us, I think they wanted Caulfield and Suzuki. I was like, are you smoking crack?
I also heard their ask went from 4 pieces to 6. Or I think depending on, like, if you're going to include a lot of draft picks, it goes to 6. If you're going to get up front, bigger name players, it's 4. So I don't know. It's all over the damn place.
Yeah, I don't. Well, like I said, it's all Kim Pegula's doing. She has final say over like everything that happens with the Sabres, and until that changes, until they do like they did with the Bills when they put football people in charge of the Bills, until they put hockey people in charge of the Sabres, it's just not going to change.
Probably not. No. So what do you think of this one? Will Eichel be on the market in December?
I mean, listen. The problem is the longer this saga goes, I mean, the more time he'll miss in the regular season. So, like I said, if teams want him, I think the deal needs to be made by training camp, or at the very least, the end of training camp.
Yeah, because I think if he stays with Buffalo, he's not going to be ready in December because they don't want him to have this surgery.
No, if he sticks with Buffalo, he might not even play.
That's right, because this December stuff is based on the fact that he gets moved and has the surgery that he wants. So yeah, I don't know. It's such an unknown. It's crazy. It really is crazy.
It really is. I feel bad for him because man. I do. I feel for the kid because all he wants to do is get better and play hockey, and the friggin' piece of shit Sabres won't let him do anything.
Yeah, no, I do too, but it's not our fault.
No.
Yeah, Johnny, I agree with you on this here. I think he could. I don't know. I think I'd rather have KK and develop KK further, but yeah, Devorah could be a good pickup. And I know Eric Engels is saying that they've identified him as their target. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. That's what he says, but I don't know. Eichel mishandled due to risk factor. Yeah, but I mean, I think teams were willing to make a trade early. Like they could have done this a long time ago.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
wouldn't be their risk. Now it's all their risk, it seems. I don't think teams are going to be willing to take so much risk. Like, not for the price they're asking. I don't see.
No, and you brought up the point too. Buffalo doesn't even want to negotiate, right?
You know what? I'm not sure about that because I read today, and it was from a good source, that Montreal was pretty heavily negotiating with them at one point. So I don't know how true that was. Yeah, it made me question that. So, like, I don't know. I don't know the truth.
Yeah.
Post-operative performance will be key. Well, this is what the risk is, Franco, is he going to be 100% Eichel or less? And, it's an unknown no matter what.
Right.
Just as easily as him being not 100% is that the operation is a perfect success and he goes on to have a great career. And I think it's a 50-50 because it's the first time for this operation on a hockey player. It's an unknown. I mean, the Tommy John surgery was kind of that back in my day. It was a huge thing. And now it's a regular occurrence. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But it will be key. I mean, that's the risk, right? The team that gets him, will he be 100%?
Right.
Yeah, I said this also. We all think Bergeron's going to do this or that. And how many times does he do exactly what we're all talking about? He usually comes in with something different. But I think with the center, I don't know that there's a ton of options out there. So I have a feeling it'll be one of the options that we're all talking about. Because I don't think there's a ton of options. Right? I don't think there's a ton of options that you could legitimately say you could plug in there,
right,
that are available. I mean, sure, there's options on other teams, but are they available? We don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I think in this case, we're probably in the ballpark with the guys that we're all talking about. I think, but then again, won't find out until it happens. And I think if they match KK's offer, I mean, you can kiss Eichel out the window right there because I would suspect KK was the guy that had to be the central part of that, and you can't trade him. Both teams, whoever gets him, cannot trade him until after the year. So I guess that's an option for whoever gets him. If he doesn't perform, they can trade. He's an RFA. They can trade his rights.
Right. Well, that's if they qualify him.
Okay, but they can trade his rights before the qualifying has to, or how soon does the qualifying have to be done?
Yeah, but the offer sheet no trade clause thing, is that done once the season's over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then they could trade his rights.
Yeah, whenever the contract ends. I mean, that's but no, they're not allowed to trade him for a year. I think it's actually okay. So wait a second. This is what it is. I think I found this out yesterday. They match on Saturday. Say they match on Saturday.
Right.
They are not allowed to trade him for one full calendar year. So actually, I'm kind of wrong. Whoever gets him cannot.
I was going to say, so then they're handcuffed until the next training camp.
Yeah, you got to wait till August or September before you can trade him next September.
Well, that sucks.
So, yeah, I guess that's got to factor in right there. I forgot about that. That I found out yesterday. So I forgot about factoring that one in.
You think the Hurricanes? Think the Hurricanes might have known that that KK was probably the centerpiece too, and they did this to say, "Screw you! Now you can't even trade for Eichel."
Well, I don't know if they could have known it 100%.
I don't. Yeah, right.
I think that
you know what?
That might have like well, what have you? Let's screw them up every way they can, or we can. I would think, yeah, it wasn't just a revenge in one way. They wanted it as many ways as they can screw Montreal over. It's obvious that they did.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I'm leaning towards that he will match that, Johnny. I'm leaning towards that. The Habs, sack of surprises. Gotta love it. Drouin playing center. What the fuck? Why not? After all the uncertainty, put more pressure on him. After all, he said he's okay with it. Well, okay, no, listen. Okay, so the Habs don't match, and they don't pick up anybody. I was talking about it with a friend today. I think Drouin at center should get a good look, and I think that it could work too. I'm not saying it will, and I'm not saying there's not a lot of questions around Drouin. We all know there are, but I'm just saying that if Drouin has come to play finally Drouin has come to play. If that happens and he's serious, and I think a Drouin as center could work. When he was here the first time, his line mates were, come on. The team was really bad. There was no depth. The wingers were there weren't a lot of good wingers. He still put up over 40 points, right? He has put up 50 odd points. Well, you can look at the first year he crapped out on us, where he couldn't, I think 27 games at the end. He didn't get 2 points he got. He had 53 points that season. Okay, so that's in how many games? So,
and like 50 of them are assists, but still.
It doesn't matter, because you know what? I don't mind my center putting up a ton of assists. I'm
not saying it's a bad. I'm just saying his points are going to be assists, which isn't a bad thing.
No, but
especially with the line mates that he'd have with if he's dishing the puck to Hoffman, I'm okay with that.
Hoffman and maybe Gallagher too, like 2 goal scorers. He's going to have 2 goal scorers more than likely on his. So I think in that kind of a setup, and maybe it's only for 1 year that you need it, but I think it could work as a second line guy, not the first line guy, because he can't be your main guy, and strictly as an offensive line. You're not looking at that line to be too defensive.
That might be kind of nice too, because Gallagher will park his ass in front of the net. Drouin will pass to Hoffman. Hoffman will snipe. Boom, done, solved.
I'm telling you, it could actually work.
It could, but yeah, the only thing again with the questions about him is the pressure. Like
I said,
still such an unknown.
Questions galore. Yes, but I mean, it's still, the potential for that working is there. I'm not saying it's going to work, but there's potential there, and I gotta think it's in the back of their minds. Gotta think. And he did come out and say yesterday that if they want him to play center, he's ready.
That's good. Yeah. I'm cool with that. I just hope he can handle the pressure. Well, I hope he's better.
I don't care what position. I hope he can handle the pressure, because I think that doesn't matter where he plays. That's gonna
right.
But I think it's something that could work.
It absolutely could.
Let me see where I am here.
And Johnny, doesn't matter if he stays here or goes to Carolina. Both teams are going to be over the cap.
Oh, right. Okay, but it does matter in that, and this has been answered. They aren't allowed to go more than 10% over the cap. That they're not. That's the limit in the offseason. And it's going to bring them, it's going to bring. Oh, I don't know about Carolina's situation.
Yeah, but the Canadians is going to, a couple of $100 or something? It's something minuscule.
No, but not over. Under.
Oh, we'll be under?
Apparently, it's going to be just under the cap.
Oh, okay.
So matching we won't have to move anybody straight away.
Okay, because we said we was going to be really close.
Yeah, I was reading, and it was from a good source that it's actually they're not 200,000 over. That's what people are saying. They're going to be a couple $100,000 over, but it looks like they're going to be a couple of $100 under, which isn't great. But I mean, you don't have to do anything right away. You can match and then go from there. So as far as Carolina, I really couldn't tell you what their cap situation is.
I can tell you right now. Hold on,
Johnny. I don't know if Strome played center in Tampa.
He did. He was a center in Tampa.
Oh, so I think that actually is. You could say, well, did he play successfully? Maybe he hasn't, but it doesn't mean that he can't do it. He, first of all, is older. He's been here for 3-4 years? He's been here 4 years, I think. So he's 26. He's got his coach from when he was successful in juniors. I don't know. I think the potential is there. I think there's a lot of positive things for him, and it could happen. I don't know.
So I'm on cap friendly, but there's been some signings.
Oh yeah,
Palmieri, Cizikas, Sorokin, and Babillier.
Islanders signed 4 today.
Yeah.
They got everybody under budget.
Yeah. And Colton Parayko got 6.5.
Yeah, I saw they signed him too.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Let me go check the Hurricanes.
Nothing really affects Montreal.
That's good for the Islanders, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's good they got their guys under. Let's see, what else is going on in our world? I guess not much. It's been so quiet in Habs world that there's not a lot happening. That's why everyone just freaked out over this KK stuff. So yeah, tomorrow I'm like I said, I'm editing this video. I don't know how. I'm struggling on I got a half an hour of video. I'm already like almost 11 minutes edited, and I got a half an hour of video still to edit. And I know a lot of that is actually probably going to stay in. I got to figure out how to cut that down. I want to keep the video under 20 minutes if I can. So it looks like I got to finish that and then re-edit it again and cut out as much as I can and get it down. So I got a bit of work on that. It'll be out tomorrow. And I am working on a center trade targets video. I think I'll have 3 or 4 players in there. And I'm going to do a video, I think a separate video on while I'm walking. I got to do shopping tomorrow. So while I'm walking to do that, I think I'm going to record my thoughts on Jonathan Drouin being a center. So, yeah, so that's the stuff coming up. Islanders, no. With Lou Lamoriello and Barry Trotz, so GM, coach, no, that a team that has those 2 guys on in management, they're not messing around.
Who the hell is on LTIR for the Hurricanes? Because according to Cap Friendly, they have like $1 million and change.
That's under on LTIR.
Yeah,
that's their cap money they have, or that's just you're wondering where that's coming.
Well, no, they don't have right now. They don't have their cap hit. What's the?
So wait,
what the cap's what 81 million?
81.5. So they're allowed to go 8.15 over the.
Yeah, so
they're allowed to go to about 90 million. I think just under, or just over.
So right now they're at 8. Their hits 83, and
yeah, so they have some room, but
that's over 83 million.
But and they have some room, but anything they go over, remember by drop of the first or by the midnight.
Yeah, they have to be at 81.
They have to be down under the cap.
Right.
They don't have. They can't go farther than that.
I'm just trying to figure out who the hell they have on LTIR.
Yeah, I know. I should say there. Let's see. Roger Drouin just needs to play to his potential as a winger. Why stress him with center? Not the best time, I think. I mean, you may be right. But I mean, he seems ready. He's played center plenty. I don't know that it's a problem, and maybe by being more engaged in the play at center, because the center has to be a lot more engaged when he's out there than really he has to be the one most engaged. This might actually be good for him, I think, by being more involved and more into it. I think that could be good. So, it's not my first option, It might not even be my second option, but if it's the option that you're left with, I don't think it's out of the question that it could work. Sort of, it's in a roundabout way of saying I would try it. Listen, I say this. Training camp, I think there's 6 games. That's all they've got for preseason games. You start the season with Drouin at center on the second line and see where it goes. If it goes well, another game. And if it goes well, that's what you do. Otherwise, your options, if they don't pick up anybody else, your options are Ryan Poehling. I don't think Ryan Poehling should be brought in to be your second line center this year. So for me, Poehling at second, Drouin at second line center, I'm going with Drouin. Maybe crazy, but that's how I'm going with it. Ducharme's even talking about Evans slotting in at second line center. I don't know about that one. He's got the energy. I love Evans, but I don't know that he's got the offensive output for a second line center.
He can.
It's intriguing.
He has the potential, but I would keep him at the third line for now.
Yeah, I don't.
Because he can. I mean, he had it at Notre Dame. It's there, but I think right now he should stay at the third line.
Now, college and the NHL not the same, and yeah, I don't know. Listen, third, fourth line, yeah. Second line, that's a reach. I don't think he's shown that offense. I haven't seen that potential in him yet, and I like the guy a lot. It's like,
listen, like I said, I know college and the NHL are totally different. I'm just saying, from watching him his whole career, I know that it's there. I just don't think he's at the NHL level. I don't think he's unlocked it yet. But I know he's got the potential to do it, just from what I've seen.
If you're going to project points for Evans at second line center or Drouin,
right,
second line center, which one do you think will get to 60 points and you're confident of that?
Oh, Drouin. But his assists easily.
So there you go. So I don't think it's even a question, right? If that's your choice, I'm going to go with Drouin there then.
No, and I'm not saying go with Evans. I'm just saying, like,
well, that's what Ducharme, apparently Ducharme was talking about that. I'm not making that up. Ducharme apparently brought that up. I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they put him there and he has it. I don't, like I said, I think, like I said, the potential's there. I just don't think it's there quite yet. I mean, he's still young too. He's only 24.
Who we're talking about?
Evans.
Yeah, he's 24. He turned 24 during the last season.
Yeah, so I mean, he's still young. I mean, he
Yeah, he's not that much younger than Drouin. Actually, Drouin's 26.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing going for Drouin. He's entering his prime. So, you know what? This could be the year that this actually does work. And again, like I said, I'm not saying that it will but I'm saying the potential for this is actually there. And I know every year we do Drouin. Okay, it's gonna happen. I know that, but I really think that this could be an opportunity if they can't. Like if they don't match and they don't land somebody. But I kind of agree with something you said early when I asked you. If they don't find a center, I think that makes them match for KK.
Right.
I think that's true too. So if they are looking, but they can't make a deal, I think that makes them match. So I think either way, we're either gonna have KK here or somebody else. I don't think it's going to be don't match and we'll take our chance that we can make a deal. I don't think they do that. Okay, let's move on.
Apparently, we still owe money on the Carl Alsner buyout too. We still owe him like $2 million.
Yes. Last season was $4 million and change. This season, or 3. It was 3.
This season, it's 2.
And now it dropped. It dropped by $2 million. So they saved $2 million, and then next year it's under $1 million for the 2 years.
Yeah, next year, the year after, it's
$833,333.
But yeah, if we match KK, we're literally we'd be at 89 something.
Yeah, we're right at the limit.
We're we're like $50,000 under the cap.
Yeah, using almost everything of that 10%. That's over. That means you've used up. Anybody's going to say, well, you got the LTIR money for Weber. No, that's going to be gone. That's gone already.
Well, they got Weber and Byron in that space, so that's 11 million.
Does Byron get LTIR? Listen, if Byron gets LTIR at some point in the season, he's going to come back, and you got to do something. So it's only temporary. Right. Okay, Franco. So Habs made it to the finals. We had a theory that this would attract players. What happened with Perry, Drouin, KK? Guess there's something more to it than making the finals. Okay, well, that was my theory, and it wasn't just about making the finals. It was about being a better team. And when the Habs start winning, players will come here. What happened in this offseason, it works to the opposite of that, of course. But no, but my point was when the Habs are a winning team, and I think this is true for any team, when you're winning, players want to come here.
Right.
Montreal's having trouble attracting players. That's something that will change that. But yeah, this offseason kind of screwed that 100%. Yeah. My theory out the window. Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will. That's what happened. So yeah, there's that. Last year, Drouin got really upset with criticism, and I worry about him being entered out. No pun intended. Well, yeah. Well, this is what we're talking about, right? How does he handle the pressure? Like what I've asked this question. What makes this year different? I don't know. I don't have the answer, and I'm not saying that it'll be. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if he is able to handle pressure and he can play here, and even if not, we don't know yet. You still got to kind of give that a try because of the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But I'm not saying that Drouin is let's get Drouin to be the center. I'm not saying that. Not as my first choice, or probably not my second choice. But he'd be their second, third choice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that answer that? I don't know. What did you think of Suzuki noting he was cut by Dom in World Juniors? Noting that this is new to me, that Drouin was cut, but Drouin and Ducharme have a relationship that I don't think there's any problem if that something like that happened. I don't know about it. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. Do you? For Drew, I'm assuming we're talking about Drouin here.
I would assume so. I don't. The way it's worded, I mean, could be Suzuki. I don't know, but then again, I don't.
Oh,
I think Suzuki played in World.
Right. You might be right that it was.
It's just the way it's worded.
You might be right that it was Suzuki. Yeah, the LOL at the end says, yeah, I don't think there's any. Suzuki's played for him. I think Suzuki played well last year. I don't think you have to worry whether he likes the coach or not. No, what do you think of Suzuki noting he was? Okay, now I'm missing out what he's talking about. What do you mean, know his coach? Is this the Twilight Zone? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I answered there. So you got to answer me that. I don't know. Do you mean it? What do you mean by know his coach? I don't understand now what that question meant.
Oh shit!
Are there really 60 people here in the membership? Wow. Thanks everybody. Thanks for all the people in the room. Give a thumbs up if you like the video. I'd also ask you to consider taking a membership. If you do take a membership, I will note it. I'll see it here, and I'll enter you in the giveaway for. It's not a close-up, but there's that hat right behind me there. I have. It's not exactly that one. I have others, and I have a signed version of that, and that's going to be the next giveaway. So yeah, take a membership, or if you want to give money to the channel, that's fine too. I mean, this is sort of a membership drive, but we're here to have fun and talk about what's going on. Suzuki was cut by Ducharme when he tried out for World Juniors. But didn't he? Okay, but what year? Because I saw one year he was playing. I think it might have been the second time he went. Look, it doesn't. He's not holding it against Ducharme. That's obvious.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think it matters.
Awesome. I should take the other comment out and this one. Yeah, definitely a shout out to the women's team. I saw the goal finally. I didn't watch the game. I saw the goal. Beautiful.
This is
goal.
where I leave the chat.
No. You gotta see. That was a beautiful golden goal.
Oh no, I watched the game. I was sad.
Because it was the USA. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm sorry. I didn't say
It's fun. So how many gold medals does Marie-Philippe Poulin have? Like 1, and how many does the US have? More than like what?
What, Matt? You're saying
7?
You can't hear us with the number of U.S. female gold medal rings you have in your ears?
I mean, yeah. How many times have we beaten you guys in the World Juniors or in the women's? I think we won the last 7 straight, and we won the Olympic gold.
Does anybody hear Matt speaking? Because I know his lips are moving. I don't hear him.
That was a good game. Honestly, what would have been funny is if the U.S. scored because they didn't call it a goal right away.
Yeah, but you could see where it hit the post.
No, it went in.
It went in. It dropped inside the line.
It went in, but I would have laughed if the U.S. went right back the other way and scored because it would have been like,
Yeah, well, it was a beautiful goal. Beautiful pass to her. A perfect. She almost missed it, but you got to still say
it went by down.
A perfectly placed shot because it did go in, banged off the bars and in. So yeah, I got to give it to her. Good hockey player.
No, she is. I'm just poking fun.
I almost got myself in trouble, and I don't think I'll repeat what I was gonna say because I didn't mean it that way, but it'll be taken the wrong way.
No, I was just poking fun. It was a great game, and look, honestly, like some of the women's games, I find more entertaining than the men's game because a lot of the women's players are more ferocious. Like, I don't know what it is.
Okay, if everybody in the chat hangs on, if you give me a minute, less than that, I am going to turn the chat over to everybody. So hang on, I'm going to open up the chat. I just have to do this to do it.
Did they hit the bins again?
Somebody moving, so I guess they're moving the truck.
I'm glad they finally put those giant bins in.
Okay, everybody. Let's see. Chat should be open to everybody now.
I'm just waiting for you to go down there and yell at them.
No, whatever. It's
No,
not that late. It's only 10 o'clock. So everybody out there, chat's open. 58 people in the room. If you want to say something, here's your opportunity. Yay! Sorry, Andrew. But I figure, okay, we're an hour in, so let's open it up for about a half hour and take some questions from everybody and give everybody an opportunity. Yeah, so Franco, his fingers can get a break. Oh, Matt enters. Matt, you're already a member anyway.
I'm your director of communications and marketing. I'm more than a member.
I'm sorry. I am dissing him here, and I forgot to put it into my channel update. But it's more of a behind-the-scenes channel update. But
yeah,
you will be noticing the work that Matt is doing by on social media, posting clips, reposting videos, making some comments on the channel's behalf. So he'll say that it's Matt, and he'll make a comment under Talking Habs. But yeah, he's going to be doing a lot of that stuff and hopefully driving the channel to some more growth. So yeah, Matt is the official new and first ever Talking Habs Director of Communications. So a big congrats to Matt. And I don't know what's the cheer that would go for that, but all right. No, I'm not an influencer now by any means, and I don't know that I really want to be an influencer. I'm just very happy doing what I'm doing right now.
As am I. As am I.
All right, so we got the chat open. Let's see what we got.
Matt, Vice President. I like that.
Hey, you never know. You never know. KK is history, in my opinion. Bergie won't match. Yeah, listen, I guess it's 50-50, but I think that he will. I do. I think he will. I'm not saying that he's not. I think he might be exploring other options, and that if he can land somebody that he thinks might be better. But, KK, his age is a lot going for him there, right? You're not going to get anybody as young as him and he still has some potential. He's done some good things in his career that are very promising, and I don't know that I want to give up on him. Let me see now. Hey, if you pick out a comment that you see and I missed, shout it out there, Matt. Don't feel sorry. KK's agent and Suzuki's agent are the same, apparently. Nick Suzuki came out and said that he thinks it's a great contract for him. He's happy for him, but he thinks that and all the boys want KK to stay, and that he thinks Bergevin does too, and he hopes that he'll match. That's he was on another channel. I'm not naming them, and they did an interview with him, and that's where that comes from. Oh, I don't know if it's E. Florent or Y. Florent. Bergevin should not match the offer and should $20 with KK to say thank you to Waddell. Should give $20 to KK? Yeah, well, and listen, I don't even blame Don Waddell. I don't here. From what I understand, this wasn't Don Waddell's doing or his choice to do. This was Tom Dundon. All Tom Dundon, and that's the guy you got to blame. So, I mean, the vessel that he did it through was Don Waddell, but it was Tom Dundon that you can owe this to. Owen, hey Owen, Joel, there's a live blooper. Joel Bouchard was also the GM of the World Junior team that Suzuki got cut from. So there you go. They were piling on Suzuki here. They brought him to a team where the coaches cut him. Yeah, listen, look how Suzuki turned out. I don't think it bothers him. If Montreal matches, KK is in a very hot spot. But you know what, though? And you're not wrong, but I don't think that even if they don't match, I think he's in just as big of a hot spot, honestly. He's put the pressure on him either way, because if he wants to be re-signed by any team after this year, Montreal or Carolina, or if he ends up as a UFA, another team, he has to produce. So this is the year he has to produce. So you know what? If he's going to be in that situation, and I believe in him still, I do. Yeah, I want him to stay here and do it here. Oh yeah, I should have put a little bit of a slow mode on. I forgot. Remember, if I miss a comment, just retype it because I could go fast here. I don't know. If Habs get players from Phoenix, do they Hang on. If Habs get players from Phoenix, do they the player has 3 or 4 years left? Habs give contract. No, if a player. Okay, I interpreted this. Sorry, it's not Matt. Sorry, but you made some mistakes there. But I get what you mean. And no, if a player that they trade for has time on his term on his contract, they don't have to re-sign the guy. He's got, like, if you're talking about Devorah is signed for 4 more years, so we get that 4 years. Yeah, of course. And it's a pretty decent number. $4.5 million. That's nothing. That's not a bad contract for that guy. And if he could produce the numbers that it looks like he probably should be able to do here, that's a good contract. So, yeah, so you don't have to worry. If they don't have to give another contract to someone who already has one. Remember, contracts follow you. That doesn't change. Joel, I was looking forward to seeing KK get more responsibility this year playing the second line with steady line mates. Exactly. And I think I think we'll get that opportunity to see that. I don't think that's going to change. And that's exactly it. We've 3 years plus developing this player. I want to see the result of that. I think he's going to be a damn good hockey player, and I don't want to watch him do that in Carolina or anywhere else. That's how I look at it. He should send the $20 with KK and say thank you. Here, you can have him, and I'll pay his bonus. That's what he's saying. Yeah. You know what? At some point, let this be over. See, this is the problem with offer sheets. And I've said this before, right? I've said this before. I don't like offer sheets this is one of the reasons why it causes enemies for nothing. Sorry about the noise. It can cause an enemy for nothing, and it did. When you look at it too, Carolina got Aho and a pretty damn good contract. They wanted him for less and for longer term, and I get that, but that's because he's bloody cheap. It has nothing to do with what was right, and I think they got Aho at a pretty good contract. And if they're such a hot shot about, oh, this is a great city and this is a great team, when that 5 years is up, Aho should want to resign there. Why wouldn't he? So if they're worried about it, maybe they're lying about their team and their city and all that. Matt's not getting involved. He doesn't want the flack. No, listen, I think that's true. Why are you worried about a guy resigning? He's going to be still really young. Why are they worried about him resigning when that contract is up? If they have such a great place there and a great team and he loves it there. I have to worry about people in my co-host even listening to me.
I'm listening to you.
There's no proof of that. If KK goes, do you keep the draft picks and hope for lottery luck? Yeah, I don't know. Listen, you can hope for it unless Carolina kind of really has a bad season. I mean, I can't see them having this kind of season that's going to put them out of the. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, I don't think it's what you want to count on. So, or trade them for a center. If the Habs are a bubble team, is it better to rebuild? Good questions. I don't know. I think KK's only going to go if they've made a deal or if they got a deal in place for a center. I don't think they let KK go if they don't find a replacement. I think I was talking about that when I was still not happy with it and I wanted him to go. I think I had that opinion then, and I don't think that part has changed because it doesn't really make sense to not match if you haven't got anybody to replace him. It doesn't make sense to me. So I think that's going to be a thing that's true, that if they can't make a deal elsewhere, that they match this offer. Oh, whoa. Wow, I thought I was just scrolling down a couple of comments and it went all crazy. There I am. If Montreal is in a win now mode for Price, get Devorah. Well, I mean, yes and no. I think KK can produce the same kind of points that a Devorah can. I think he can. And if not exactly, not far enough away that I think, with steady minutes on second line at center and steady line mates that, good solid line mates, I think KK can produce there. So,
I think he could, yeah.
I don't think it makes a difference. I think matching is still the same win now kind of mode to get Price. And who's it now? Weber's not going to be around. Weber's still going to be around the team, by the way. They already said he's going to be around the team the whole year.
Good. Listen, I'm glad about that because I think you need his leadership. I think he's one of the best leaders in the league, and just his leadership alone, even though he's not going to be on the ice, is huge, especially for the young guys.
And to prove that it is leadership, I believe that is a decision that wasn't that the team said, "Hey, we'd like to have." I think it's something he asked the team to do. That he wanted to be around. He literally wanted to be around the team and keep this going for them. That shows you a real leader that he was.
Oh, absolutely.
Roy, again with this Drouin center fantasy. It was tried in Tampa. He got sent down, then sulked and ran away. Montreal tried. It was an abject failure. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard the cliched saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again? That's one thing. Have you ever, I don't know if you were in a career or whatever, but I know anybody that's in a career, the first year they start their career and say 5 years down the road or even longer, they're not at the same level. And if they are, they got to get out of what they're doing because something wrong. So the point is that, you're talking about He's here 4 years. What, 7 years after he's been drafted? 8 years? That's not fair to say those things are the same way it's going to be this time. It's not fair to say that. Could you be right? Of course, you could be. And so could I. So I don't know if I said that well, but, I don't think it's fair to say what happened in Tampa or the first season here in Montreal is going to be what happens next year if they try him at center. Do I want that as my first option? No. I'm not saying that. It's just that I think it is an option, and it's an option that legitimately has potential. You can't say it doesn't have potential. I don't know that it'll work, but I think it could. I also heard Carolina has a gentleman's handshake deal to sign KK long term. Yeah, I heard that too. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the sources, though. I don't know if that's like legit sources. But I heard this, and it makes sense that if they are going to actually get him, and they are serious about him, and it's not just an up years to Montreal, because it is that, but it might not just be that. They actually also might believe in KK and really want to have him around. I think that's definitely a possibility. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense that they are going to, they might have a long-term deal that brings that number down from $6.1 million to, a $4 or $5 million AAV over a 5, 6, 7 year period, I think. And I wonder if they get the match, like, okay, Montreal doesn't match, he's theirs. When they sign him to an extension, I think it could be an 8-year extension. Because at that point, before the extension, he is their player. Yeah, Matt's just ignoring me.
Yeah.
That's what it's come to. Let's see now. Andrew votes for Devorah. I'm okay with Devorah, but I'd still rather have KK. Breaking news? What's breaking news? I missed that.
Yeah, it's where is it?
Here.
I mean, I don't know if it's true or not.
Bettman will
be
putting offer sheeting on the agenda at next owners meeting right after they handle refereeing. What do you mean by putting the offer? Like to get rid of it? No, I don't think so. Listen,
Franco.
Offer sheeting. Who did I hear talk about it today? I'm trying to think of. I heard actually a good point for it. I don't like offer sheeting. I really don't, but I don't see them taking it off of the table.
Yeah. Franco, my tongue's blue because I had a blue Powerade. Just to answer your little question there.
Maybe your girlfriend's a Smurf. I don't know. You got to use your imaginations for that one. Excuse me. We shouldn't match. We will get a very valuable pick in the stacked 2022 draft. We can't afford to pay 6.1 or more next season while also improving the team. It wouldn't be more next season, though. They only have to qualify him at the 6.1. To say it's a stacked draft, I don't know that it's a stacked draft. I heard it's a good draft. It's a pretty deep draft, but it's not going to be a very high pick. As a matter of fact, it's got potential to be a very at the end of the round pick. So I don't know. I think KK is worth more than that. My opinion.
Well, do you think? I mean, here's the thing. What would you rate Carolina's chances right now of making the playoffs? If they miss the playoffs, it's a lottery. No, it's not anymore.
That's it, right? No, it is.
Is it still a lottery pick? No.
Well, yeah. If they miss the playoffs, it's a lottery pick.
Yeah, but I think you can. I think
there's one more added to the lottery, though. Instead of 15, it's 16.
Yeah, but isn't there another rule where you can only move up 10 spots or something? So you if you have if you have the 11th pick,
you're right. Yeah. So unless they finish 10th or lower,
11th or lower,
win. It's not a first. You could win the lottery, but you can't get that first pick. They still might not get first overall pick, even winning the lottery. So yeah, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed that way.
Yeah, I think say they get the 15th spot or 16, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I think even if they win, I think they only move up 10 spots, would end up being 5 or 6.
Yeah, and if it's the second lotto, they only need 3 spots, I think, right? First
Yeah,
to
I
move
don't know.
10,
It's
second to move 3.
Yeah, I gotta read the rule again.
It's
When
something
I
like
first saw it, I was like, "What in the holy hell is?" I was like, "I gotta read through this a different time. This is confusing."
Yeah. So listen, no, I don't think the listen. A first round pick is that enough for? I mean, he was a 3rd overall pick. I don't think he's a bust. I don't think you can call him a bust at this point in his career. So, yeah, I'm still set on matching
Yeah.
personally. Oh, we talked about that already. And I don't know where I went to. I scrolled, and that's always an adventure. Wow, there's a lot of comments.
Yeah, Dixon Automotive Group here. The CHL line of Kachuk, Devorah, and Marner is one of the best. If he, as in Devorah, plays with Drouin and Anderson, it'd be kind of the same line. That's his comment.
Say that line again. Did I hear Marner?
I guess in the CHL, the Kachuk, Devorah, and Marner was a line. I don't know what was that. Was that at Sault Ste. Marie? Where did they play juniors?
I think Marner. Well, Sault Ste. Marie was where Dubas was the GM, wasn't he?
Yeah. But that just always pops into my head with Maple Leafs because they all seem to come from Sault Ste. Marie because of Dubas.
Yeah, but it's juniors, so there's no affiliations like that.
Right. No. I know. No, I'm just trying to think of where they would have played junior hockey, and because Marner's a Maple Leaf, I just went, oh, maybe it was Sault Ste. Marie because Kyle Dubas has because it was the GM for Sault Ste. Marie. He's got like a chub for him now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what not even sure that Sault Ste. Marie was where Dubas was GM.
No, it was Sault Ste. Marie.
Was Sault Ste. Marie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dangle said it like 20,000 times because he keeps bringing in players that played for Sault Ste. Marie.
All the C line, the line of Drouin, Paling, and Chucky. They're not signing Galchenyuk.
Yeah, can we please put that to bed?
They're not signing Galchenyuk. Or
we play with London.
I don't know if they signed Chucky.
That line was on the London Knights.
On the London Knights?
Yeah.
If KK plays with Galley and Hoffman and power play time, he will probably get 50-plus points. Even if it's 2 different line mates, I think the wingers that are here, he's going to be good wingers either way. And yeah, I don't think it's unlikely that he'll get. I think between 45 and 55 points is where I'd put it. And that pays for his contract there.
Yeah.
I think. Weber as assistant coach. No, it's not. He's going to be around the team. It's not coaching. He's just going to be around the team, hanging with the team, being, being a leader on the team, with the team. Wow, 5 months to get a Weber jersey. Awesome, but it finally got there. Timing, right? And he has to retire.
Well, 5 months to get stitched, so my guess is it was probably hand-stitched. He said it was a stitched jersey, so yeah, those take a while.
Dvorak is great on face-off. Did you read this one? Is that the one you read? Dvorak's great on face-off. She's like...
No, I just know it's... No.
A D?
The one I read was about the line in London.
Oh, right. That's right. Dvorak is great on face-offs. He's like a D. A D? No, what's that? Just a D that scores.
Deno. I think he's trying to say Deno.
You're right. You got it right. He's a Deno that scores more, and he is good defensively like him as well. Yeah, I don't know that he's as good a shutdown as Deno, but I mean, yeah, I like. I think what he does that Deno didn't do offsets what Deno did enough. Like, we're not getting another Deno right away. I mean, you got to develop that guy. I don't think we're going to get another one from someone else. A lot of people are pretty high on Paling, but really gonna put Paling? Like we're talking about a number 2 center. That's not Paling, and I don't think it's an Evans either. So, like, I don't think that the answer is there for that personally. I'm thirsty. I had Chinese food just before the show, so now I'm thirsty like crazy. And it's been over an hour since I had supper, so I'm hungry again.
Is it that or the munchies?
No, I ate Chinese food. An hour later, I'm hungry again. It's a joke. You don't know that joke? They don't have that one in the U.S.
I've never heard it.
You've never heard that?
No.
Oh my God! How old are you again?
23.
Seriously, that's a well-known joke. I just had Chinese food. An hour later, I'm going to be hungry. Or along those lines.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, well, it's your generation that, you know. Okay, Matt, what's going on with the blue and green? Oh, he answered that.
I answered that.
He's drinking colored drinks that are changing the color of his tongue. I know the answer for the first one was his girlfriend is a Smurf. Green, what? The Hulk's daughter.
Actually, wouldn't that would have like crushed my head?
There's other ways to do it. Take the crybaby, I think. Oh, sign match the offer. I think that's what Quentin means. Yeah, I mean, why should we start
Well, either that he could mean Drouin for kind of saying
no, I don't think that's
see you for half the year, but
if they're gonna match it and we're gonna keep him, I don't think it's gonna work if everyone's gonna get all over him about it, which is a possibility that could happen until he starts to put points up, and then people will forget. Have ever heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result? Okay, but what are you saying that we're doing the same thing over and over? Because I can almost certainly
I think he's talking about Drouin playing center.
Okay, but that's not exactly the same thing over and over again. If it was, the team was the same, the line mates were going to be the same, that's doing the same thing.
Right.
But that's not the case here. The team is better all around, and his line mates will be way better than he could have had before. It's different, and he's older, so it's not the same thing. So I don't agree with you there. I don't agree with that. Jeez, learn. The CHL line of... Oh, that's the one you read.
Yeah, I guess Dixon Automotive Group elaborated on that. They won the Memorial Cup, and all 3 players on that line had over 100 points.
Wow. Oh, Kachuk, Dvorak, Marner. Okay.
Yeah.
At some point, the owners have to ask themselves, how far will they allow offer sheets to inflate players' salaries? Walking away from an overinflated salary is a statement from owners and to players. Yeah, I mean, but it might not necessarily be that. Molson, it's your turn to make your statement. Now, that's something interesting. I don't know that everybody knows this. Molson took a bit of a step backward in that there is now a new head of CH Entertainment, and she's heading she's president of the hockey operations, I think, or something like that. Anyways, there's a woman that is now heading the Habs, the team and the entertainment unit. So I don't know how much Molson has. I don't know if he's still involved that way. Anyway, I don't know. There's a change anyway in how they're doing things. If anybody knows what I'm talking about and might know better what I just said, let me know here. Because I didn't say that very well. I like Paling. This is his best chance to make it the big league. If they lose KK, I think, Paling's got a better chance to make the team overall. But I don't know that he's going to replace him at center. I don't see that happening.
GM wants to know if you and Delaney made out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, well, who asked that?
Literally, the name is GM.
Oh, yeah, there. I see it now. Yeah, yeah, we did. I texted him and apologized. Message not Madison Square Garden. MSG not okay. Chinese food added. Yeah, MSG. I know.
Oh, that okay.
Then yeah, that's
I've heard of
that
the
does it,
additive.
right?
I've never heard of the joke associated with it, but I
Yeah,
do know about the additive.
there you go. That's the reason. It's the MSG. Wonder if KK would have accepted the offer sheet if Mete was still on the team. Yeah, I thought of that too, actually. I don't know. That's an interesting question, and I think only KK can really answer that. But it would shock me if that, if it didn't have some influence on it, but probably not a ton. I'm with Brian Hayes. Take the picks and take your chances with getting Eichel. Okay, who's Brian Hayes here? I didn't see a Brian Hayes in here. Take the picks and take your chances getting Eichel. I don't think they take a chance on.
I think it's too much of a risk at this point. Yeah.
And Eichel, yeah, but I don't think they take a chance. Take a chance to land a center after. I think they're good. I think that's what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to make a deal now, I think, and then if he can't, then he'll match. I think that's what they're going to do. Clean up after the Logan pick. Yeah, I'm not mentioning that kid. So, yeah. How do you do that? I guess they need one of those shovels and just shovel up the shit after that pick.
Exactly. That pissed me off so much.
Sarah has the that thing. So it's France Belander or Belande. I don't know. That's a French name I've not seen yet. She's president of sports entertainment. It's more than just sports and entertainment, though. I think it's not sports entertainment.
I was going to say sports entertainment. That's professional wrestling. Right. So unless the kid, unless she's performing another promotion.
No, she's president of sports and entertainment. So I think she has some kind of a say over things that go on, but I don't know to what extent and in what areas exactly. Belanger. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's Belanger. Makes a lot more sense. And yeah. So we're still there. How close are we to getting Devorah? I couldn't tell you. Would be an improvement. I really couldn't tell you. And nobody could really tell you that. I don't think. Even if Drew is going to play center, what's even if Drew? Where is that? Clean up after even what? Oh, so there's two-parter. Even if Drew is good to play center, we still need a center with KK. Now, I think if Drew's going to play center, it's because you haven't done that. So, and I'm also saying that I don't think they let KK go without getting a center. So what I'm kind of saying is I don't really think Drew is going to play center, but I think it's an option. That's all.
Right.
You find it funny that they overpaid KK, but not willing to give money for Hamilton and Nedeljkovic, right? And then they go and sign Freddie Anderson for $4.5. It's like they're all over the board here. So I don't know. It's hard to kind of pin them down, but they could have used this money that they're going to give KK to try to keep Hamilton, unless Hamilton told them he's not staying. That I don't know. But you'd think they could have used that money there. Why does Habs management suck? Why start a war with Carolina? What's the point? This season for us is chalked. I don't know, and I don't like offer sheets. There's the proof why. So I don't know. I'd like to hear someone ask Bergevin, was it worth the Aho offer sheet? Considering, was it worth making that offer sheet? I'd like to see what he says to that. Ryan Strome. Yeah, I heard Strome's name actually a few hours ago, a couple hours before the stream. For the first time, actually, in this, I heard Strome's name. I don't know which one of the Strome brothers is with the Rangers.
I think that's Ryan.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I don't know that I would do that. There's how many Stromes are there? There's 2 or 3. 2. It's the other one's putting up numbers in Chicago.
Yeah, that's
right?
Dylan. That's Dylan.
That
Strome.
guy's putting up numbers. Ryan is not doing the same thing. And I think some people kind of confuse the two. And I think Ryan's the one. No, if it was the other guy, I think, yeah. But I don't think I want to do that. I don't know that Ryan Strome's going to give you better numbers necessarily than KK will next season. Honestly, I know maybe some of you are going to laugh when I say that. But the Hockey Froggy. Hey, Hockey Froggy, what you got to say? What's up, buddy? All good here. Owen watches all the Val games. Watched all the Val games this year, and I can tell you, Paling is ready and is going to make a huge impact in all scenarios. His speed and size, plus a great two-way game, will push him up the lineup fast. I'm not saying that that's not true, and I have said this in a video. I've talked about this, that I kind of want Paling just to start in Laval. Maybe play a quarter to a half of a season there and let things kind of play out here. And then when they know what's going on, like I could see him coming up midway or through it with an injury. But I'd really like to see him do that kind of production again for a part of the season in Laval. That's how I am with it. But I'm not saying I don't think he could earn his way on in training camp. Definitely. I like Ryan Paling, and yeah. But I think he might be better served starting in Laval again. But then again, if the spot opens up on center that wasn't necessarily going to be there before because we didn't know, it might change the situation. So that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Offer sheets are the NHL's way of being more like the NBA. Who told me that? Somebody told me that. Somebody I haven't spoken to in a couple of weeks told me that. I think that's who I heard that from. Can't remember the name. You know the name I'm talking about?
No, I can't put my finger on it.
It's like fading. You think he's listening? You think he's watching?
Maybe.
It might be a hint I'm giving out to somebody that I'm talking about. But hey. If you're running a business, there are 2 things you learn. When in doubt, don't. And what's the second? Who put that in? Oh, there it is. And secondly, make your first loss your best loss and move on. I know they say hockey's a business. I get that. I don't know that necessarily works here because you know what? If you're in doubt of a player, so you're going to move on, you're going to be moving on from a lot of goddamn hockey players because you could be in doubt of guys until they actually, prove that they're, you're going to give up on a lot of players. I think sometimes in hockey, you might have big doubts, but you got to roll the dice with that and take the risk. So I don't know necessarily that's the same in business, right? So I don't know that I fully agree with that, but I think, in business, I think you're right. Like I said, I don't know that can really apply here all the time. Am I full of shit or that makes sense? I don't know. Have your pick.
Oh, I think that makes sense.
I could be just as full of shit. I don't know. I have Evans and Paling and Vadimo above KK on the depth chart. Really? Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, listen.
Who's Vadimo? Is he a prospect in Laval?
Yeah. No, Vadimo actually is not a bad prospect. Vadimo's got some hope.
Probably should have known that.
Not to be ahead of KK. I say no. I don't think that Paling is even ahead of KK, and I don't think Evans is either. So, but hey, listen, you know what? That's your opinion. You're allowed, and you know what? You're as likely maybe as me to be right, so that's fine. But I'm a little surprised. But hey, if we were all the same and we all had the same opinions, goddamn life would be boring. Wow, we're going an hour and a half on members only. Wow. Thumbs up, by the way, if you're in here and having a good time. And please consider taking a membership or subscribing and ring that bell, get notified when my videos come out. Rick, I believe KK leaving is a window of opportunity for Habs. We have excess wingers, prospects, and many picks to acquire two centers. Imagine Suzuki, Hurdle, Dvorak, and Evans. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get Hurdle and Dvorak both. You got to remember something. I don't know if everyone's realizing this because I only really found out about this or reheard about this. Next year's entry draft is in Montreal. You don't really want to.
I told you that. It was supposed to be this past one, but
so he's the guy. Yeah. So you don't want to be getting rid of all your picks, and especially giving up your two first round picks, and then your drafts in your hometown, and you don't get up on the podium in the first round. I don't know that that's optimum either. So I don't know. What do you think on that?
No, I agree. I totally agree. You have to get on the podium in the first round.
You got to. If it's in your hometown, you got to be on that podium. So I think they can trade one of those first round picks, but by God, they got to keep one. And really, they got to keep their own, I think. Although, you know what? The Canes pick could be – no, they used up their bad pick from being in the finals already, right? This is going to be based on how – yeah. So they probably should keep their own, if you ask me. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be the lower pick, the better pick.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have 2 first-round picks, though.
You got to have at least one.
Yeah. I kind of want Weber to announce the pick again, too. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. The first-round pick, yeah. But that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
One.
That was, yeah, he announced Caulfield.
Can the Hurricanes offer KK less money after next season, or do they have to match the 6.1? Well, the answer to that is actually both things are right. Are yes, they can offer him less money next season. See, my mouth is getting tired. And they have to match. So how does that work? Is on a long-term deal, they can match the 6.1 for the qualifying offer. And I think they don't have to make the qualifying offer if they make an extension, a long-term extension. So the first year is 6.1, and then they bring it down a little bit over each year to lower the AAV. And I think that's how, now that this offer sheet is out there, and he is going to get 6.1 for next season, that I think that's how you're going to – I mean, unless he has 90 points this year and he just breaks out, he's a superstar, you want to bring that number down. And I think any deal he's going to sign is going to be a 5, 6, 7-year deal that's going to end up bringing that number down to somewhere around 4.5 to 5, a little over 5 million as an AAV going forward. But it's going to depend on what kind of season he has. If he has a great year, first of all, that contract won't be bad if he ends up with a great year, and it'll earn the money that he'll have to be offered and going forward and everything. So yeah, so to answer that, both those things you asked are yes. Offer Malkin 4 times 10 next season. No. No, we can't have another $10 million player.
Why the hell would you offer Malkin? Malkin's what, 36?
That's another thing. Yeah. But you don't want another $10 million player because the cap is not going up. It's not going up this year. It's only going up $1 million every year for the 4 years after that, and then it'll start making like significant leaps. So for the next 5 years, you're still locked into a very basically a flat cap. So you can't do that. You can't. I got a second now. Oh, did I read this? Yes, I did. They put it in so they can't hold players hostage. What did they put in so they can't hold players hostage? The offer sheets? Is that what you're talking about?
Like, that would be my guess.
Because I know free agency and stuff, but yeah, that's probably why. And I don't think they're going to remove the offer sheets. I really don't. No matter if Froggy, we need a center, but I mean, we have that in KK. They can match and keep KK, and we don't have to look for a center. And I really think that's the way they're going to end up going. Once KK fills out, he will be number 2 center. Sucks to lose him like this. Yeah, listen, if you believe this about KK, then why won't you match? Like, why don't you want to? If you believe KK is your future number 2 center, this is what I believe, and that he has the talent and he will have that year, then I'm matching. Why would you let him go? That's not an easy position to replace, especially at his age. Remember, the guys we're talking about bringing in to replace him are older than him by a good bit. So if you can hang on to this kid and he's going to be your number 2 center for the future, you match this offer. I'm not saying, like, if it was a 5-year offer at that kind of money, you don't match. It's a 1-year deal. That's it. It's not a huge thing. So yeah, I'm saying match at this point. Have I convinced you yet, Matt? No? No?
A little bit.
Getting there. Well, we're at it an hour and 40 minutes. I can go another hour and 40 minutes to get you all the way. You didn't get that. Okay. So next stream, start off with an intro similar to Soap TV show. Oh, Soap. I used to love that. Are you talking about the old show, the soap opera show, the sitcom thing? I love that. How would I do that? That's a great idea. But I can't use their music because that'd be copyright. I love that. Now, Franco, this. Okay, Matt, do you know what show he's talking about? Did you ever watch Soap?
No, I thought he just meant like a soap opera, like
No.
TV. No,
Billy Crystal. No one. I don't think anybody had heard of Billy Crystal before that. That was his show, but that's how I brought him to fame. It was a show, a sitcom, but it was like a soap opera. In other words, sitcoms didn't have recurring storylines, right? That ran this, and this did. It was like a soap opera.
Oh, okay.
Sitcom, and it was hilarious, especially for the day, the era, and it was a great show. And what he's doing is, in the beginning, every episode, they would update you on what was going on and give you all the, and that's what he's talking about to do.
Oh, okay.
You kind of got to know it because it's really funny. So Franco, yeah, but only us old guys really would get that. But I like the idea. I don't know if I'm a writer that's up to that, but it's a great idea, and I have to consider that. I love that. But seriously, I don't know how many people would know Soap. Yeah, Billy Crystal's first show. He was like a kid. And that's funny. His character, I believe, was the first gay character on TV. He played a gay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this was, we're talking, had to be the 70s when it started. It started, I'm pretty sure I was on the farm. We're living on the farm. That's the 70s, so that's how long ago. It's a long time ago. But great show, and if you like old shows or you want to check it out, Soap, I'm sure it's out there on all kinds of platforms. It was a great show. I'm thinking of the alien, the priest and the daughter had a baby, and because there was such blasphemy and against God, the baby was like an alien baby, and it wanted to eat them. No, doesn't be interesting. The young generation.
I mean, I like Billy Crystal. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'd have to watch a couple
I'm
episodes
just
of that
bugging
show.
you. I'm just bugging you. I'm sure it doesn't hold up to today's standards. I'm sure if I watched it, I go, but it was hilarious back in the day, man. It was hilarious. Like, we need to pick another McCarron or Sherbach. That's actually a good point. With people who think that Montreal's draft record is not good, why do you want them to get more picks? No?
I mean, recently it hasn't been too bad.
Listen, you're director of communications. I need a laugh track.
You have one.
I need a laugh track that I can press a button when I make a joke, and at least I get some freaking laughs.
Well, like a friggin' laugh button?
Yeah.
They probably have one on Amazon. Hold on. It's probably on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm not spending money on it. It's your job.
Are you going to pay me the money to spend on it, or
take it out of your salary, man? Yep. You know what his salary is, right? Right now,
Yeah.
anyway. Right now. He does it for the love of the job.
Yeah.
Oh, Franco's saying it's on YouTube. Soap is on YouTube. You can find it there. Curtis, yes, this is actually what he said. I can read it to you because I have it. It's going to be in the next video what Drouin said to... he was speaking in an interview. It was a French interview, so this was translated. He was speaking to Pierre Flynn, who's a local Habs guy.
Mm-hmm.
If they ask me to play center, I'll say yes, I'm ready. He also said he's very serious about that. That's basically, he might have gone on to say more, but what I read, that piece that I read, that's all I have. So he is, I would imagine that's Drouin's way of coming out and making sure the Habs know that he'd like to play center. And I think he'd like to play center.
Yeah. By the way, those laugh buttons are like $15 on Amazon. So.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them. I mean, what kind of a douche would I be if I had one of those, though?
That's true.
I'd have to start wearing my hat backwards. The Tates and the Camels. Oh, enter tap. I forget your age group, so I guess you're up there with me. The Tates and the Camels. This is the story of two sisters. Jessica Tate. I got one. Jessica Tate. What was this? It was Jessica. What was the other sister's name? And Jessica Tate, that was the rich one. Oh, yeah. The one of the characters, he used to think he could go invisible. So all he had to do, he used to do that, and he thought nobody could see him. And he'd do that and stand around and listen and watch. He thought people couldn't see him, and he was just eavesdropping. That's funny. It's funny shit, man. If told by a better person, like who's funnier, it's really funny. Not told by me. Do you think they will land Eichel? No. One report says he's in Montreal last week. Yeah, that's in my video. It's about clickbait. And yes, I'm going to come down on Eric Engels for that. Because he not only tweeted out pure garbage clickbait that he knew was absolute clickbait because he had the answer to it, which he denies having. And if he denies having it and he seriously did not know that, where Eichel was going, then he has no, I don't say no right to be a reporter. He shouldn't be a reporter for Sportsnet. So he denies that he did clickbait because he put this out that he doesn't know why, but Jack Eichel just boarded a plane, headed for Montreal, and he has his hockey sticks with him. And then, not long after, he went, oh, well, he's just going to the BioSteel camp. And that's what he was doing. But he goddamn well knew that he was doing clickbait and then kind of complained that how busy he was the last 12 hours answering people's questions or DMs. So I wrote back to him. I said, I guess that's what you get when you put out pure clickbait, eh, Eric? I thought he was going to block me. He didn't answer me and he didn't block me. But I mean, it's pure clickbait what he put out there.
Yeah.
And then he denies it when someone said, "Did you know that when you put out that first tweet, did you know the second part?" He says, "No, of course not. Of course I didn't." Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. And that's clickbait, and clickbait sucks when it's done just for, if I'm Eric Engels and I hear, oh, he's on his way to Montreal, I'm going to find out why he's going to Montreal before I put that out there. Don't you think?
Yeah.
If you want to be taken seriously. Oh, as a matter of fact, you remember, I put it in our chat. Remember, I put that first tweet from him in the chat. Do you remember?
Yeah, no, you did.
Yeah.
He did. What was cool, though, I actually saw a picture from it. He was working out with, like, Josh Anderson and I think a couple other Canadians players.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's called BioSteel Camp. I don't know anything about it. Never heard of it before. But, I mean, he was going there. It was obvious. What are you making an inference that he's going to Montreal? Oh, maybe he's getting traded to Montreal. Come on. Then to say that that's not clickbait and you didn't do that on purpose, I think you have to protest too much because that's exactly what that was. So, I mean, Eric Engels, I read him. I take him seriously, but when he puts out stuff like that, you got to wonder.
No, exactly.
Anyway, I try not to. I did not put that out. What I did was I posted it in our chat that we have, but I wasn't going to put that out there because it didn't seem like that's something that is serious enough to go and put that out and not be someone say, well, that's bullshit what you did. I don't want to be thought of that way. Yeah, sometimes I do clickbait things, but if you see a thumbnail of mine that's kind of clickbaity, the one thing that I always do, if I make any kind of clickbaity thumbnail, what I'm being clickbaity about, I do talk about and cover in the video, and that's the rule. So you're going to have a clickbaity thumbnail, you better cover that subject in the video.
Yeah.
And I try to do that all the time, so I don't believe that I'm clickbait. Yeah, sure, you got to make your thumbnails clickbaity where people aren't going to click on them. I mean, that's just simple. But you don't make it where it's just flat out, that's all there is to it, is that you got their attention, you made them click, but you didn't deliver. I tried to deliver on what I do that way. I'm chatty tonight. What the hell? I swear it's Monster, but I think there's cocaine in here. I don't, I've been drinking Rockstar because it's a sugar-free one and I like the flavor. And Monster has a sugar-free. I don't like theirs. And this is my first Monster in a long time, like a month. And I don't know, Monster's a lot better than the other ones. It has more kick to it because I am just, you can hear it in my talking. I am just going a mile a minute. So I apologize, but hey, listen, we're almost 2 hours into a members-only video, which isn't really a members-only video, but sort of is. So I guess there's benefit to that. I'll see the numbers after. So we got about 7 more minutes. We'll go to 2 hours. Please give a thumbs up if you're having a good time, and consider subscribing and ringing that notifications bell to get more Talking Habs videos, and consider hitting that join button and becoming a member. And if you do that, you get into the draw for that hat. Let me see. I'm going to point it this way. Right there. It's not that one. I have more, and I have one that I signed already. It's put away for this drawing. We're going to do that within the next 30 days because I want to do it by training camp. All right. What haven't I gotten to yet? I've been talking so much, I think I've been ignoring everybody. I hope the Habs don't go after Eichel because Adams wants Suzuki, Caulfield, Romanov, and a first-round pick, but that's like, what he can do with that, right? He's not getting that. If you give up those 3 guys to get Eichel, you're not ahead. As a matter of fact, you've put yourself 3 or 4 steps back.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've just ruined your core of your team future going ahead. What's Eichel going to do now? Who's he going to play with? So you can guarantee that's not happening. That's not happening. There's just absolutely no way that's happening.
No shot.
I think KK was the guy they were offering. KK, that's out the window. So I really think people should kind of stop talking about Eichel. I don't see a match there at this point for Eichel with Montreal. I think Eichel's out the window.
You gotta be right. I mean,
yeah, how could it not? I mean, you got what are you giving him? What's going the other way? I don't think. Listen, as much as I kind of would like Drouin to go the other way to get rid of the salary and to get rid of the problem player a bit. I don't think Drouin's tradable right now.
No, he's not. Not until he plays hockey.
He has to play hockey. He has to prove to another team to want him. And then if he does that, well, probably Montreal is going to keep him. There's only 2 years left on his deal. So more than likely he's going to finish out his contract here.
Yeah.
Franco, we are still talking about back then Soap. Yeah, when Soap was on, now it's not to say I hadn't had my first puff, but I didn't do it often. So no, I wasn't. I was still a kid. Soap, I was still a kid. I was in like early teens when that was on. So yeah, maybe to my late teens, but still. Back then, I mean, I didn't smoke like this now.
Yeah, Joseph Gannon. I know. I said that on the on Hockey Talk.
What's that?
He said the KK situation really gives a new meaning to the bunch of jerks nickname for the Hurricanes.
Oh God, yeah, they're a bunch of jerks. That's another thing I mentioned in the video that's coming out. KK, no real loyalty to Montreal. This is a lost character trait in today's athletes. I guess dollars always win out. Yeah, well, this is what I know you're agreeing with me on Saturday, and yeah, but the thing is now it seems like it's all players. Like I'm not gonna at this point now. You know what? I'm not gonna focus on KK for this, but I agree with that. It's a problem, but I think we're in the minority here because it seems most people are okay with it that happens, and they're not mad at him for that. Okay. I guess we're the dinosaurs here on that. But in my day, yeah, loyalty was a big thing, and it's gone today.
Mm-hmm.
BioSteel is like the new Gatorade. Oh, so BioSteel is a drink.
It is. Yeah,
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, I think it's the camp is probably just like a fitness camp or whatever,
Yeah, it's a marketing. It's a marketing thing. They're the name.
Yeah.
That bought the advertising for it. Yeah, that makes sense. Slinksy says, I thought Jack would go to the Rangers because he fits their roster better. Again, the thing is, you know what? The Rangers might be the last team that, if I'm Buffalo, I'm not sending him to New York. That's too close to home. No, I wouldn't do that. What about you? Would you send him that close?
I mean, he'd still be close to Montreal, but not as close.
But which is another reason why I don't think he'll come to Montreal. I think that actually goes against them really sending him here. For me, if it were me, I want to play Jack Eichel as few times as possible a season. I send him as far away as I can so that we only have a game or two a year against his team.
Right.
That's what I think I would try to do. There's a lot of caffeine in Monster. Yeah, Monster is like crazy strong. So I didn't really need that. And whatever. It is what it is. Hey, Mitch. How's it going? Expected 2 a.m. No. Now I've already taken my nighttime meds. Another hour or so, it'll kick that off. I'll be fine. But yeah, I'll probably be up till 3 in the morning. I got stuff to watch. I've had a couple new shows to watch. Have you ever watched Nightfall?
No.
I like shows like that, period pieces. And this it's kind of violent and it does everything. It gives me what I need. There's not enough nudity in it, but other than that, gives me all the rest.
Did you check out Travelers?
No, I checked out the preview of it, and The star of it, I guess I'm typecasting him. No, doesn't work for me in that show.
The guy from Will and Grace.
To me, he's gonna be Will, and I just
Yeah.
it doesn't work. So maybe I'll check it out if I'm really desperate. But no, I went elsewhere and I found something else. I've been struggling to find things to watch because I'm fussy. Who's a player you could see making it out of camp? What are we talking about?
Making the
You talking about a
Canadians
guy like
roster out of
Paling.
camp.
You talking about a guy like Paling, right?
Yeah, that's what I would assume. That'd probably be the guy I would think.
I
Maybe.
think Paling's the only.
Yeah.
Paling's the only serious guy that's a rookie or of that ilk. I think he's the only one that's got the shot. Unless there's injuries, I don't think anybody else really has a shot out of camp to break the roster. So I think it's Paling. That's the only answer I can think of. Now there could be injuries during camp that change that, yeah, but that hasn't happened. So yeah. A lot of 35-plus centers will be free agents next year, like Bergeron and Pavelski. Well, Bergeron's going to retire a Bruin, right?
I mean, I would assume so, but he is Quebecois.
He's going to retire. Listen, if I'm the Bruins, that's a bad look if you let him go.
Oh my God, I know. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I
just wouldn't look right.
I don't see that. Now Pavelski, I don't think there's a chance in hell Pavelski comes to Montreal.
No.
Not a chance in hell. And at his age, I don't know that it's like, fourth liner. Will he come here for that? I don't think he'd come here anyway. Something that I've read about him not wanting to, like Montreal was on his no trade list thing. Montreal's out for Pavelski.
Yeah.
Hey, NHL Hockey News. How's it going, buddy? Eichel's agent, Brisson, is close friend of Bergevin. I don't think it means anything. And this is the only reason we were speaking Eichel. Maybe, I don't think it makes a difference here. And like I say, I don't think Eichel's coming here. It doesn't make sense for Eichel to come here. It doesn't make sense for Montreal to bring him in at this point. The thing with team loyalty is management will do what's best for the team and not what's best for single players. If KK doesn't look out for himself, then who will? Okay, listen, it's not to say that you're wrong on that. I come from an era where it's different, okay? I come from an era that your team is everything. You don't want to be playing for different teams and all that. You hated players from other teams. It's not the same today, and I get that. But I think it's a lack of character that there's not more players that are willing to take a little less to stay with that team. If you're chasing the dollar all the time, you're more than likely not going to win. So I don't know. I think there's value in staying with a team that's got a chance to win, taking a little less to do that, and becoming a champion instead of just chasing the dollar around and never being a champion.
Yeah, I mean that's Nathan MacKinnon in Colorado.
Which is what he's doing, right? He's trying to stay, take less, build a team around me, let's win. That's what I'm talking about. Nathan MacKinnon is a player.
So I got 6 of these.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on that at all. Nathan MacKinnon is the kind of player that, you can build a championship around him because he'll allow that in today's game by not overpricing himself. Wow, you just heard about the KK situation, man. That must be weird to come back. What? Imagine 3-4 days after the fact. We're about 3 days after, I guess. Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're the 4th day after. So 3 more days to go. We find out, and I believe they're going to go right down to the wire before they announce it.
Yeah.
I don't think they announce it before Saturday afternoon.
No, I agree.
So I expect to have to do a video Saturday afternoon when they announce it.
We'll have Hockey Talk Saturday night, right?
Yeah, I'm still going to have to do a video on it. But we'll definitely Saturday we'll be talking about whatever happened. Without a doubt. Norlinder will have a legit shot of making the team and having some impact. The kid is good. Okay, but you know what? I won't fully disagree with that, but I still think Norlinder has a slight chance to come out of the camp. I do think Norlinder at some point in the season, though, has a chance to play and will be given a chance to play and possibly be able to stay if he plays well enough. And I still think, though, even if he plays well enough, he still might not stay this time. But I think we'll see him up at some point. I don't think out of camp, though. But I'm going to reserve this. I've seen years, and not only on Montreal, but on other teams where a guy comes in totally not expected to make it yet and just totally wows the socks off of everybody and does. And I'm not saying Norlinder couldn't do that because he could, but I'm not expecting that. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I like Norlinder. I think Norlinder is going to be a pretty good hockey player.
Yeah, no, I mean I've heard nothing but good things about him, so it'll be fun to watch him in camp and see what happens. I just hope they don't rush him.
Me too. Franco, falling asleep to Three's Company, that doesn't stand up for me. Or Mary Tyler Moore. And you know what was so sad? Ed Asner died.
My mom told me that. Yeah,
so sad that leaves just Betty White from that show. Because Mary Tyler Moore show, if you've never seen it, you're not from that era, was an absolutely great show. It was just a great show, and Ed Asner was great, and very sad that he died. And yeah, but you got to be a guy my age to remember it. I don't imagine too many young people still watch the Mary Tyler Moore show, but it was literally.
I've watched it. I used to like my dad. I used to watch old shows like that with my dad all the time.
It was a great show. And the one storyline from that show that I'll never forget, I know a lot of great other storylines, but all you guys who remember the show, Chuckles the Clown died. That was a great show. And I don't know why when Ed Asner, I was talking about with my ex-wife about it, and I was mentioning that came to mind for some reason. And yeah, you have to kind of know the show well to know Chuckles the Clown died. Nobody's tanking. Who's right? Is that the guy that they expect to go first overall this season?
I thought it was Bedard.
2 seasons from now. Bedard is 2023.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Bedard too, and I got corrected, so that's why I know. But I think it's this kid, right? I don't know his whole name, but I think that's who's this year's projected number 1.
Okay.
Don't know anything about the kid, though. Norlinder deserves to play over Sherratt and Kulak? Okay, but there's a bit of a problem with attitude. What I mean by that is Norlinder deserves nothing yet. Norlinder has not earned the deserve thing. He hasn't. He has not played. He hasn't earned that. Norlinder has to come in and earn that. And when he's done that and he's played that way where you can say, oh, he deserves to make the team, fine. But he has not done that, and there's no way you can say that he has. So, EnterTap, I agree with you on a lot of stuff, but it's EnterTap? No, sorry, Renault. I'm looking at EnterTap. Sorry. Renault, I can't agree with you there. And it's a problem with I don't know if it's, today's attitudes is that you want to deserve things that you haven't earned yet, and that's wrong. Will Norlinder deserve to get there one day? Yeah, he will, but he's not there yet.
No, he's not.
And you know what? You're doing him a disservice by, if someone tells him that or puts that in his head, that's a disservice to him. It's not the right way for him to think. Habs' future looks good with guys like Harris, Norlinder, Ilonen, Farrell, Brooks, Primo, and Mishak coming up soon to join Suzuki, Caulfield, Romanov, and Paling. Don't count all of them to make it, but a few of those guys will make it. That's for sure. And on that note, we are at the end of our time. So thanks everybody for watching. And this is a members only. This has been the best members only video probably for viewership that I've had. So I want to thank everybody for being here, for taking part, for all the members that did join in. And I appreciate that you were here. There were more people here. I'm going to put these things up like this and not the other way because YouTube doesn't promote the members only stuff when I put it up. They don't put out the notifications. I'm not doing it that way. This was a lot better. Mary Campbell, thanks, Enter Tap, for getting that in before I close out. I appreciate that. That was the character that I was trying to find from Soap. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks all the new people that were in here. Hopefully you'll consider taking a membership or a subscription would be great. Take a subscribe and ring that bell. Give a thumbs up on your way out. Thanks for being here. Have a great week, everybody. So for members only, we'll see you next week. And everybody else, you can join in next week as well. And have a great week. Hopefully we'll get a – I'll say this. Hopefully this KK situation works out the way you want it to, whatever way you want. Hope everybody gets their wish. And like I said, see you next week. See you on Saturday and see you on the next video. Thanks, Matt, for being here all night. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Stay safe out there. Peace out. How many more things can I say? I don't know. And I'll see you.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye, everybody.